Also, go subscribe to my second channel, Unique's Camera Roll, right motherfucking now. Oh my god, it feels so good to be back in front of this camera. Y'all don't even know. First of all, before I get into the video, I need y'all to go follow me on Instagram right now, because there's no way I have 40k subscribers and I don't have 10k Instagram followers. So before I get into the story time, go follow my Instagram. It'll be on the screen. Okay, I just had to come in with the OG bangers. I'm just shooting the targets one by one, and this is one of my targets. So let me get into the story time. So I also had an integrated video. So this video is going to be sponsored by Dossier, and without further ado, just watch the integrated clip. So today's video is going to be sponsored by Dossier, and Dossier is a luxury perfume company in which they make perfumes that literally smells like the richest brands of all time. And instead of spending $500 on some Baccarat, why not spend $30–40 on some Dossier, and which in turn smells the exact same. It lasts for a long time, and I also wear this perfume faithfully. I'm going to tell you my favorite one, and which I do recommend because it smells amazing. I literally am going to have to stock up on this once I tell y'all, because pretty sure once one person smells it, it's going to be out of stock. And they literally tell you the brands in which they smell replicated to, and I'm gonna just show y'all what the inside looks like. It looks like this. It comes in this really cute box, and it tells you it's iconic scents, designer quality, and no markups. So they do last for a very long time throughout the day. So you could be walking around and you can spray this perfume on you, and it will literally last you, and it smells like you worth $1 million. And you get a card, and on the back it literally just explains the type of perfume that it is. It tells you the perfumes that they're inspired by. This one is called Aquatic Coconut, and it is inspired by Mason Margiela, one of the ones that I received from them out of 3. This is what it looks like. But let me show y'all my favorite. This one is called Oriental Vanilla. First of all, let me just put this to my heart, and it is inspired by YSL Black. This is my go-to. This is what it looks like. Please don't buy up all the Oriental Vanilla, y'all. Please, like, I'm begging y'all. And last but not least, the last box that they sent me of perfume, Aromatic Pineapple, and it is inspired by YSL. Dossier is the company to go to. And without further ado, let's get into the story time. Okay, anywhoosies, today's story time is gonna be on how I got scammed out of $600 by my OG. Now, I'm not talking about the OG that pushed me out. I'm talking about the OG that pushed me in. My dad. Now, I know he's gonna watch this video, and I know, like, a lot of people's gonna text me about this in my family, but it's really no more. A lot of people, I really didn't even want to do this story time. When you do business with family, I swear to God, they don't treat you like a business partner. They treat you like the family member. Yeah, let me give y'all some back here shit like I do in every other story time. My dad makes t-shirts, and I'm not trying to bash his company. I'm not trying to bash him. I'm not trying to get anybody to stop shopping from him. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm just telling the story from my point of view, and I'm also gonna tell y'all what I did wrong in this whole entire ordeal as well, because it's not just him, but 99.9% of this is about him. So basically, my dad makes t-shirts, and since a kid, he's always made my t-shirts for like parties or whenever I needed a t-shirt. So I didn't ever have to call someone to make a t-shirt for me. Like graduation, when I ran for homecoming queen, he made those. He's really good. I'm not gonna say he's not good. He's really good. He did like printing stuff. Like, he's able to print things, and I'm a graphic designer. So let me put it into a spectrum for y'all. As a graphic designer, I'm able to do everything. My graphic designer Instagram is on the screen. But yeah, as a graphic designer, I'm able to do anything, which means I'm able to do whatever it is you think of. You name it, I do it, period. So when I started doing graphic designing, I also had a business, so I was like, oh my god, this is perfect, because I can have my dad print my merch without having to pay all these other people. I can have my dad print my merch for my business, and I can make the graphics and send it over to him, because he also does graphics. Like, he's able to work Photoshop and all that stuff. Like, he does what I do in a way. I take graphic designing like seriously. Yeah, he does shirts, and he's always called me, and this is how the conversations will go, basically telling me I could work with him, work for him, work together, family owned business type thing. So I was like, okay, yeah. I've been thinking about doing this for quite some time. I did it a few times actually, where I made shirts for my brother's friends. When I sold it to them, they paid for it. Cool. It was good. Like, this wasn't my first business exchange with my father, so this is why I was able to trust the situation. Like, cool. I can't believe I'm making this story, honestly. But my dad, his shop is Florida based, but I'm in Georgia, so I come back and forth from Florida to Georgia like every other weekend. I'm not even lying. So I'm always in Florida and I'm always in Georgia as well. Anywho, so I'm a graphic designer, so whenever I see somebody post on their Instagram story, graphic designers, tag them. Or if y'all know somebody that know how to make an intro, tag them. Or if y'all know, I promote myself on anybody's story. Like if you post it, I'm gonna say, oh yeah, I make it. So this is where the whole ordeal started. There was this guy, he posted on his story like, oh, who y'all know do graphics or whatever, and we had ended up exchanging like, hold on, let me go to it so I can read it to y'all, because I got the receipts like always. So this was November 26th. Keep up with the dates, keep up with the timelines, all of that. So he posted on his story something about graphics or whatever, and I said me. He said, you know how to use Photoshop? I said yes. He said, well, I got these logos, but I need them like made from Photoshop so the quality is good enough to send to a manufacturer. You think you could send it if I gave you the font and pics and shit, and how much would it cost? So he sent me like all of the logos or whatever, and I said yeah, and what's your budget? He said, shit, just throw me a price and I'm gonna let you know when I'm ready to get shit started. I said, do you have PNG files for the symbols or do I have to recreate them? He said probably just recreate them. So I said okay, and he started describing like his business. I said okay, so because I have to recreate all the symbols including the skull and the hand, I'll do $50 to recreate a logo. I said yeah, I can do it, just let me know if you have a business page too. I can help you bring your business with like website, content posts, etc. So y'all see how I'm like getting my brand out there, because I make websites, content posts, I make all of that. So he said, bet whenever we get this done, I'm gonna need help with a website. I'm gonna let you know when to start and shit. What's your cash app? I said okay, let me know. I said also my family has a t-shirt printing company, so if you can't find vendors, etc, we do stuff like that for businesses. He said, y'all do screen printing? Yes, we do screen printing. Now let me explain to y'all what screen printing is for those who don't know what screen printing is. So a screen print is when they get a screen, they burn your design onto the screen, and they take the screen and they put ink, they get a squeegee, put the shirt under it and squeeze the ink, and it goes onto the shirt, period. That's just what screen printing is. And the screen printing, to make the screen, is a whole process. So I said yeah. He said, oh yeah, I might as well tap in with y'all. I said I'm about to go print screens later, because like I said, I was in Florida at the time, and my dad was like, okay, we can just go ahead and practice here. Me practice, because like I said, y'all, I'm a graphic designer, so my dad did the printing, I did the graphic. He said, so with my designs, I want 12 small, medium, and large of brown, white, blue hoodies and sweats. You could give me an estimate on that? I said yeah, I got you, give me a second. He said, do y'all have stuff on hand, or I have to buy the hoodies? Mind y'all, while I'm communicating with him, give him answers, I'm talking to my dad. So I said, we have a factory vendor, so we get like wholesale for cheap practice stuff. My dad ended up telling me like he has a wholesale vendor in the same city as where I was in Florida, so he just gets it from there. So basically we're just talking about the designing process or whatever. So I ended up texting him on iMessage, and that is when the whole ordeal started, like everything. So after a while, he ends up telling me he's ready. So I tell him I can make him mock-ups. Now, for y'all who don't know what a mock-up is just a professional way to brand your design on a professional picture or whatever. So that is where mock-ups come in, and I make mock-ups. So we're discussing mock-ups, and I'm making the mock-ups. He's telling me like what he want on it, the glitter. Okay, the mock-up process was good. And let me tell y'all, this is where I come in at. This is where my business come in at, because like I said, it's graphics. So mock-up process was fine. Before he sent me money, like let me backtrack a little bit. Before he sends me money, and before anybody sends me money on a big level like printing anything, I don't accept money without you signing paperwork. This protects your money. This protects your money. I'm giving you protection against your money, your product, all of this, because I don't like doing people dirty in business. So yeah, I told him like, you know, I don't take payment until your paperwork is complete. Once your paperwork is complete, then we can like do everything. My paperwork just keeps the integrity of my business, of your money, it protects your money, just all that good stuff. So now he ends up telling me like, oh yeah, you're professional. That's one thing about it, and two things for certain. When it comes to my clients, I make sure they're taken care of. So we're talking back and forth. Cool, I sent him the mock-ups. Okay, now he's ready to get the sweatsuits. He wanted sweatsuits. Before he sends me the money for the sweatsuits, my dad tells me how they were out of stock of certain colors that he wanted. So I told him that they were out of stock. So he ends up changing their colors to green and tan. After they changed their colors to green and tan sweatsuits, I was like, okay, cool. So they sent me the money. Now, it's two people who run in this business, but I'm only talking to one person who I orchestrated the deal with. So he ends up letting me know that he got a partner. So they both sent me $350. The $350 accumulated in $700. In total, I got $700. Now, they also sent me money for the mock-up. So, oh my God, this story is all over the place. This story is so long. In total, it was $800 that was sent. Okay, cool. Before I orchestrate the price with printing, because my dad did the printing, my dad says the prices, I call my dad, hey dad, how much this, and this. I make my own prices for graphics. Now, They asked me what is the turnaround time. My turnaround time for those mock-ups was 2 to 5 days. My SD card got full, so I don't know where I was, but I'm gonna just backtrack a little bit so I could just, if I have to repeat it, it's fine. After they told me that they was ready to get the hoodies, I sent the money to my dad. Now this is where it gets fucked up. Honestly, this is fucked up. It's really fucked up. Okay, so I said, Dad. He said, sup. This is January 3rd. I said, these the colors they want, and jackets and joggers. I said, same thing with tan like this. He said, that's 6 screen with, oh, I need to get my expo marker, because now that I'm telling this story and I'm reading these messages, something not clicking, Steven. So my dad said it's 6 screens to make what I sent him. So hold on, y'all, because there's no way. I just realized something, that I got scammed badly. This is worse than I thought. Okay, so he told me that it was 6 screens to make my first client's order. Now, somebody else reached out to me, which is another friend of my first client. We're gonna get these clients' names because it's getting deep now. Okay, so my first client, we're gonna call this man Greg. Now, the second client, we're gonna call him Mark. So Greg, which is my first client, which sent me the $800. Okay, so my first client, one with the mock-up and the sweatsuits, we're gonna call him Greg. The second client, we didn't get into that yet, so let's get into it. Another friend of Greg, his name was Mark. He reached out to me and wanted 2 sample jackets. My dad said that's 6 screens. Is this just for 1 sample? I said, what? I sent you the blank, because that is Mark's brand name, and I don't want to say it yet, because it'll expose exactly who he is too. So I said, I sent you blank for the sample. They want middle finger glitter and the B glitter and the side glitter. So my dad said, so this one is vinyl. Okay, now keep in mind, my dad charges $25 to make each screen. Each screen is $25. He just told me that Greg's order was 6 screens. Okay, cool. So 25 times 6 is $150, okay? He said, okay, so this one is vinyl. He changed it to vinyl. So you don't get $150 worth of screen money because it's vinyl. It's vinyl. It don't cost you $25 each screen because you didn't make 6 screens. Right or wrong? Right, I know I am. Anywho's, Greg's price and screens is just canceled out. $150, that's just thrown out the window, period. So now he said that's gonna be expensive, like $45 to $50 per fit. Now, mind you, what I was just telling y'all was January 3rd. 2 days later, on January 6th, my dad told me everything is ordered. The smalls are out of stock, but everything else is on the way. Right or wrong, she'd have called me and said, hey, Unique, before I order anything, the smalls are out of stock. What makes you think it's okay for you to order a whole fucking order without fulfilling the whole entire thing? That is wrong. He should have called me so I can inform them that the smalls are out of stock, and if it's anything else that we like, period, the smalls are out of stock. So I said, can you order another small from a different brand? Okay, so then on January 9th, when he told me this, so I said, can you order another small from a different brand? What's the best type of printing that's cheaper than screen? Because someone else had asked me that. Okay, so then on January 9th, my dad tells me, I text my dad. I'm writing all of this down, y'all, to keep up because the story is bouncing. I said, you got to update me better. This is my face card too. My dad proceeds to tell me what other update you need. I told you everything you need to know. That is so fucking rude. Because, like, if I was a random person, he would not talk to me like that. If my client said, hey, any updates, I'm not going to be like, I told you everything you need to know. What? But because I'm his daughter, he thinks that that's okay, and it's not. So I texted him back and I said, no, you did not. I sent you graphics 2 days ago. I also told you what to do with those pens. Did you call them? Is it sorted? I need answers. Now, let me go back to my client. Okay, so once I told my client, like what my dad said about the smalls, they told me they don't want the pants anymore because they want more hoodies. So I changed all the pants to jackets. So they wanted all jackets. My dad said, yes, I did. I told you they had to be delivered, then shipped back for credit. You also know it's the weekend and nothing is delivered on weekends. You also know it takes 2 hours per screen. I don't fucking know that. You never told me that. I went to go practice screens. We didn't even go through any of that. You didn't tell me that. So what information you don't know? So I said, so where are you with the sample? Let me show y'all the dates of when I got the samples for Mark's order. December 30th. So I said, so where are you with the samples? This is January 9th. How many days is that? Yeah, it's 11 days. There's no way you in the same city as the warehouse and it take you 11 days not to give me an update on where you at with the jackets. So he said screens were burned yesterday. Don't you think if the screens was burned yesterday, you should have told me? We're doing business together. You don't leave me in the dark. I'm the one who's providing you these clients. You should tell me when things are being done so I can know as a business person. Because if you're leaving me in the dark, that means my clients are left in the dark. Because if I don't know, they don't know anything. So I said, can I see a picture? No response. No response. I put question marks. No response. I said, Dad, these people are asking and you're not responding. No response. I said, as a business person, you should have told me that the scripts were burned yesterday so I can update my customers. They sent me over $1,000 because my dad told me it was $100 per sample. The boy got 2 samples. That's $200 plus the $800, so that's $1,000. So I said, I need you to be better, please. No response. That's when he decided to call me on the phone and was like, oh, I told you everything. Why you couldn't have texted me back? So then on January 11th, a few days later, my client ends up telling me they wanted a refund. And let me tell y'all why. So let me go back to me and my client's messages. So basically they was telling me how first problem was the colors were out of stock. After my dad ends up telling me, oh, they out of stock, but you ordered the stuff, that's not updating me. That's like, okay, let's say you get your hair done and you asked for pink but they dye your hair red. But because red is closest to pink, they just did it anyway because they thought that you was going to be okay with it without updating you before they dyed your fucking hair. That's the same with my dad. How you gonna order their order without the smalls, without calling me and letting me know that the shit was out of stock way ahead of time? You had so many days. So I told my clients that, and they really kind of got upset. And I understand why they would get upset, because Dad, you told me that was in stock. Now they not in stock. Now I told them that it was out of stock. Now you ordered it without even telling me that it was out of stock for me to go tell them that it was out of stock. You just ordered it, and then what we gonna do about the smalls? Why did you order this whole order? Like, what they gonna do about the smalls? Just leave it out and I just sent you the money for the smalls? Dude, make it make sense. So then, after all of this had happened, first problem was the whole color ordeal. Yeah, you told me that you got the colors in stock. Now you don't got the colors in stock. They changed their colors. The second ordeal was, okay, now you said you had the smalls in stock. Now you don't got the smalls in stock. Okay, fine. But because you don't got the smalls in stock, it's okay. We just gonna do all hoodies. Okay, they changed their thing to all hoodies. Okay, they changed it to all hoodies, 36 hoodies. It was a misunderstanding because they told me 3 of each color. So on my end, I will take accountability for that. So they told me that it was okay because they just wanted a small drop anyways, like not a serious drop. So it wasn't a problem on my end. So they changed it to all hoodies. Y'all, I'm writing everything down so I can keep up with what I'm saying because it's a lot. So they changed it to all hoodies. That was fine. Now it's just like, well, we can't get the smalls, we can't get the colors we wanted. Now it's like, what in the world? Like, he was like, where did you do anything? And I'm like, my dad only told me about Mark's order. Mark is gonna come in at a big part in this story, so y'all gotta keep in mind. He only updated me on Mark's screens, but Greg sent me the money way before Mark sent me anything. So my dad should have been on Greg's order. I just feel like you shouldn't have ordered anything without telling me. And then because you did order the stuff without telling me that the smalls was out of stock, you should have told me the date of when it would come in the mail. Because when I told them, oh yeah, we ordered it, that's all I heard from my dad, period. After that, I haven't heard nothing from my dad ever again. After he told me it was on the way, and I was on his ass about like, update me, which was like partial updates. I told them yes, on the way. Never heard back from my dad after that. So this is what I told my dad. So after they told me they wanted a refund, this is exactly what I read to him. I typed to my dad at 4 in the morning because my client texted me around 4 in the morning. So I texted my dad. I said, Dad, one of my customers asking for a refund because you aren't updating much. And they told me that this isn't how they wanted their first drop to go. I get you working out, but this is my business too. On my end, I'm very professional. I get things done. There was a huge miscommunication they allowed to fix by just allowing all hoodies. This is not how I like my business to go at all. You are a business owner. Regardless, you should have things to support customers in this time. This is bad for business and tarnishing my designing company. I did manufacturing through the family business because I know everyone's talent and I know everything is easily done. You also have to remember these are people my age, people that I personally know. I did my part. Where's your part? You even said those samples were going to be done today and I haven't heard from you at all. My dad told me that the samples were Mark's samples were going to be done the day that I called him like, oh, you need to update me better. He said, yeah, I'll do it today. That night, he told me he was going to do it that night. At 4 in the morning, never heard from him. So that's why I said today, because it's basically like night still. So after I told him about the refund, he calls me in the morning and he was like, so what we doing? You ain't telling me nothing about a refund. If I tell me and ask me what we doing, wouldn't plans still be the same? Would it plan still be the same? Why would you call me and ask me what we doing? And if I didn't tell you, yeah, that's because you know I did tell you, and it's right here in the message. So he started yelling at me, talking about some, oh, you know, it got to be shipped in from the mill Wayland, Chicago. Why you tell me it was in the same city as you did? This man told me that the mill warehouse was all the way in Chicago, but he also told me that the warehouse that he gets stuff from is in Orlando, which is literally like 30 minutes from where I stay down there. So why are you yelling at me because you failed to update me like this? He like, oh, you need to understand that I work and I do this and I do that. And I'm like, okay, update me better. You work? Update me better. Okay, you told me your hours of work. I texted you after your hours of work. You know how many times I called my dad and he was supposed to be making these orders and he was playing a PlayStation 4? You decided to sit on the game when you got $1,000 worth of money sitting in your pocket. Like, now let's go to Mark. We're gonna come back to Greg for a second. Let's go to Mark. Mark had 2 sample jackets. The front and the back was supposed to be puff print. Now, puff print is very, very hard and tedious to do. It's not easy. My dad told me, oh, puff print, it's not, I don't have it. I gotta get my supplier to get it. And he told me that it was gonna be done that night, that I called him like, update me better. So 4 o'clock in the morning, still no update. And I'm like, this is up, because I told my client, oh yeah, it's getting done. Everything being done right now. Keep in mind, I did end up going back to Florida. So if you watch my last story time, you'll know exactly why I came back to Georgia. Now I'm trying to discuss Mark's order, because Mark only got 2 jackets. And you meaning to tell, like, he had the jackets. That's one thing I can say, he had the jackets. He did. I'm not gonna bash him for that. I'm not bashing him, period. But he had the jackets. But when I asked to see a screen, the screens for Mark's order, you didn't send me the picture. You didn't send me the picture. You just ignored the message. If you really made it, where the picture at? Why you had to ignore me? My messages when I was asking for the pictures. You should be on my phone sending me the pictures if you really made it. So we're gonna keep talking about Mark. Okay, now Mark is very, very understanding. Like, my dad is giving me like breadcrumbs of updates, and I don't really know what's going on anymore, because my dad was updating me very poorly, to a point where it's like, is it done or is it not? Like, you're ignoring my messages. You say it's done, you ignore my messages when I want pictures. You say it's done, but you're not really, like, you feel me? So back to Greg. So we was on the phone talking about the situation. He hangs up in my face because I decided to explain the story. He thought I was being disrespectful when I wasn't. He hung up in my face. So I texted him and I said, I just want to let you know what you did was very disrespectful when you have our stuff. Now at this point, I'm siding with my clients because I'm a collective with them. You're not finna do this. I'm a collective with them. I put my trust and my business on the line for you. No. So I said good riddance, because no, you hung up in my face. Cool. So my dad, when we was on the phone, he told me you can't return the hoodie, the sweatsuits. You can't return them because they don't do returns. So I didn't believe that. I didn't believe it. I'm sorry. I just did not believe it. I really did not believe it. Like, something in my spirit and my soul was not letting me believe what he was telling me. So I took it upon myself and I called them myself. I called them myself and I gave them his phone number. I gave them his phone number and I said, hi, I made an order. And because I knew what was in the order, I said, it's XYZ in the order. And I was trying to figure out if I can return it once it gets to me or if it came at all. They said, oh, it didn't even come. It'll come Thursday. They said, but you can return it. You have 14 days to return it and 30 days to get it exchanged if you want to exchange. But you get 14 days to get a refund. Like, so if I wanted to return something, I have 14 days to make that decision when I get the package. And I have 30 days if I want to exchange it. I said, okay, thank you. So I told my dad, they said I have 14 days to get a 100% refund for everything. You can keep the money it costs to make the screens if you made them. He said, that's fine, but I will not tolerate the disrespect. I said, I didn't disrespect you at all. You disrespected me. Hanging up in my face is disrespectful. He said, when I said listen, you said no and try to talk over me. So I just ignored what he said, because, like, what is texting about this situation that we was supposed to talk about over the phone gonna do? So I said, can you send me the order number? He wasn't responding to me. I put question marks. He didn't respond to me. This was all will all be on the screen. I said hello, no response. He said tracking number you mean? I said both. I wanted the tracking number so I can look at the estimate in case, like, my clients still want the hoodies. I will tell them, like, this is the exact date, to try to solve the situation. I wanted the tracking number for that reason. I also wanted the order number because, like I said, I was on the phone with them trying to make sure everything was cool. He said, I'll send you the tracking number. What do you need the order number for? No way you're serious right now. No way. You meaning to tell me I can't get an order number for my clients when I orchestrated this ordeal? I was the third party. You meaning to tell me I got you these clients? And you meaning to tell me I can't get this order number? We are business partners. If I'm a business partner, I can look at that stuff. You're not gonna tell me what do you need the order number for? So I put dots. Cause no, that is the most disrespectful thing ever. You're not gonna go into business with somebody and when they need information about business, you tell them what do you need it for. It's not even that serious. Like, I understand if I was asking for your social security, but I'm not asking for that. I'm asking for something I orchestrated. Me. It just was unfair. So I sent dots back. He said, as a matter of fact, Friday, keep in mind, right, big on the screen, Friday, he said, I'm gonna send the refund. I said, the only person who wants a refund is the hoodies and pants, because Mark did not ask for a refund. So I said, I need updates on the sample jacket though, please. No response. I put a question mark. Literally the next day I put question marks. No response. After like 3 hours, I put dots. No response. Okay, an hour or so went past, I put more dots. So I texted my mom. Now let me go to me and my mom's messages. Now this, when I read this to y'all, insane. Insanity is what it is. So I texted my mom and I was like, Mom, can you try getting in contact with my dad because he's not answering none of my calls. He has their money. He told me Friday I'm gonna get a refund, but like he also has the money for Mark's order. Like, I need to know. So I actually asked her to get in contact with him, and my mom calls my dad. My dad tells my mom he's done with me. He has nothing more to say to me. He's ignoring all my text messages and calls because I'm too disrespectful. I never disrespected my dad. I explained my story and I said how he was wrong. I don't care. If you're an adult and you're wrong. Period. Like, just because I'm your child doesn't mean you have the authority. Like, take accountability. That's it. That's all. So after he said he was done with me, I texted my dad. So I said, that's very childish for you to sit and ignore me. You have these people money for real. If you so done with me, be old enough to say that. Ignore me all you want. I see who you really are. I said, just send me the money back and I'll block you since you so done with me. I didn't block him yet. This was Wednesday the 13th. Y'all, this ordeal started December 30th for Mark. Friday comes. It is morning and okay, my car stopped again, but Friday comes and I asked my mom, I was like, can you ask him, like, what is he gonna do with the refund? My mama was like, I'll wait until a little later in the day to ask. Mom ends up getting the jackets, Mark's jackets, from my dad because she did not like how this whole thing had went down. She was like, okay, we're gonna just do it ourselves. Like, we're gonna get these jackets done ourselves, period. Without your dad. So my brother goes to go pick up the jackets and my mom ends up texting him about my refund and said, hey, Unique's dad, what time are you sending the refund to Unique? He said later. This is 3:35 p.m. That is so rude. That is the rudest ever when you have someone's money and it ain't even like it's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So my mom said, what time? My dad says, I'm at work. My mom says, okay, you can still give a time. My dad says, how? You can give a time by saying, hey, I work, I get off this time. It's just communication. Oh yeah, I work, I get off at whatever time I get off, and I can send it after I get off and get home. Period. For you to be a grown man and say how? Okay. My mom said, I hope you send it by 10 p.m. tonight because it's all day and night for this. My dad says, when I get a chance, y'all not finna rush me. Reading this, I could just scream. I could punch the screen. I could punch the wall because y'all not finna rush me. I can rush you as much as I fucking want. You have these people money. They didn't get shit out of this but a hassle. So we can rush you. You have these people money. Don't even say that. You don't have no authority to say we cannot rush you because we can. You don't have no authority here. So my mom said rush. You can't be serious, okay? 10 p.m. rolls around. It's 10 p.m. at night now, y'all. 10 p.m. at night. My mom texted my dad and said, hey, it's 10. What's the status on the refund? My dad said, just leave it. I have to cash it and load it on the card. My mom says, are you sending it to me or are you going to send it to Unique? I'm asking, so I don't know. My dad says, don't matter. It do matter. This shit matters. This is rude. I don't care. As a matter of fact, now that I'm watching this, I know you're gonna watch this story time, and I want to let you know that was very disrespectful and it was very rude. At first I wasn't even gonna like put this story time out, but now that I'm rereading over this is very rude. Like, it's just respect, and that is very bad. So my mom says it does matter, send it to her. Duh. Why would you say it don't matter who you send the money to? Because it does. So he said, yep. Why do people act like this? It's common human decency to show somebody respect. My mom texted him again and said, now it's finna be another day because hours went by at 10 p.m. and I still didn't get my refund. It's finna be another day and more excuses of what and why you haven't sent it. I guess you sleep right now. Okay, cool. So after that, I text my dad. I said, this is 10 p.m. when my mom was texting him. I said, it's Friday and the day almost over and I still haven't gotten my money nor update. This ain't right at all. No response, y'all. I wish I was lying. This is me texting my dad with no response. So my mom, I had to get my mom to step in, and all my family like, don't get your mama involved. Obviously I'm gonna get my mom involved because they live in the same state. So for him to take this money and not even fulfill my order, ignore my calls, my messages, like, okay, you could have ignored me after this whole ordeal was settled. You decided to do that childish, like, no. Okay, my mom texted him the next morning and said, it's 10 in the morning. What's the plan on his refund? He said, first of all, I called you last night. You didn't answer. Now I wake up to this. First of all, I hate people gaslight and make it seem like you're in wrong. That's gaslighting 101. First of all, if you know me, I do mental health all that. I be looking up, researching all of that. So for him not to take accountability for that, him sending it the day that he said, he has to say, oh, I called you last night and now I wake up to this. If y'all don't understand the wrong in that message, to try to shift blame back on my mom for not answering last night and him waking up to this when you were supposed to send the refund the day before, now you gotta wake up to this. You gotta wake up to this because you were supposed to send the refund. My mom said my phone didn't ring. When I saw the missed call, I texted you, so what's the plan? Please do not make this a long, drawn out process. He said, I'm getting ready to leave for work. You can meet me and we're sending. I didn't have time to load it on the card. See, that's why he didn't want to take responsibility and say, oh, I called you last night, because you don't have time to load it on the card. And instead of communicating that, it's all communication. Instead of you communicating that first, you have to wait until we have to stress the situation for you to speak up about something. You should have said, oh yeah, hey, I didn't have time to load it on the card. Can I just give it to you in cash? Simple. Would have been over with. It wouldn't have been a problem if you learn how to communicate. There's no way you this old and don't know how to communicate nothing. So my mom ends up going to go get the money and he only gives me $400 back. Now I kind of realized like why it took so long to get my refund back, because if you had the money you would have sent it when I asked for it. Okay, cool, you want us to get the money back for the refunds, but you lied and said that you can't get a refund for the sweatsuits, but you could because I called them. My mom texted him and said, why only $400? You said when I spoke to you that you were sending the whole money back. Even after I asked you, you were sending all of it. When I got the jackets, I knew you was going to short us. I know how you are. This is sad. The jackets were only $30. So I'm assuming, one, you didn't have the money and spent it. Two, you just being nasty, because if any person asks for their full refund, you have to give it to the people. You have to give the people their money back. It's cool. This is your track record. I'm just happy Unique sees this on her own. I will give her the rest of the money. My mom sends me these screenshots of her and my dad. And my mom says, I wish you the best going forward. I said, Mom, you don't even gotta send me the money back. Like, honestly. So after this had happened with my dad and him only sending $400, I went in my bank account and I sent them the full refund. Like, of course with the $400, but I sent them out of my bank account the rest of the remaining of the money for Greg's order. Now, this whole ordeal is not over yet. They got their refund and I really wanted them to still get their jackets because my dad had the jackets. So once he got the jackets, he kept them. And before I even get into Mark's situation, I'm a touch bases on this. So I recently went to Florida. When I drove down there, I went to my dad and my brother was like, yeah, Dad said he has something to tell you. And something in my soul, and I'm not even lying, I had a deep gut feeling to drive my own car to go see my dad, and I was gonna follow my brother in his car. I'm following my brother in his car, and my brother made it seem like my dad has so much to tell me and this and that. So I was like, okay, because I really originally was not even gonna go see him. I wasn't even gonna go, and like I wasn't over the situation because it was just wrong. So once I get there, I walk in his house and my dad was like, oh wow, I'm surprised to see you, Miss Good Riddance. And I said, I'm mad at you, but I said it in a playful manner. He said, I'm mad at your butt. So at this point we're laughing and giggling. I thought it was good. No, it was not. So after a while, the situation comes up because he had the audacity to say, buy me some shoes. My dad says this to me. And I said, what makes you think I got shoe money? You the one who just ran off with $600 of mine. He was like, I'm in a $600 rut because of you. I said, how are you in a rut when I sent you all the money? He said, you see those sweatsuits over there? Like I said, how are you? You didn't even send the full amount. So how are you in a rut when the sweatsuits are sitting in your living room and all you have to do is go ship them back? How are you in a rut? Not only that, you didn't even send back the full amount. I can understand if you sent back the full amount, then you would have been in like a little negative. Like it wouldn't be no profit out of that. You lost money. But if the sweatsuits are sitting in your living room and you didn't send all the money back, what the fuck is this? Make it make sense, Steven. Like, so we talking and it really offended me for him to sit up and say, oh, buy me some shoes, when you just scammed me basically. You gonna fix your mouth to tell me to buy you some shoes, my nigga? So we talking about the situation. He started yelling at me and he started yelling and cussing at me and he was like, shut the fuck up and listen. I said no. I'm at an age where you gonna show me respect. I don't care if you're a grown person. Adults think just because they're grown and they're your parent, they have the right to disrespect you, but they want respect in return. Me standing up for my boundaries and my respect is not disrespectful to any adult. I'm not gonna sit in your face and allow you to yell at me and tell me to shut the fuck up and listen when you are in the wrong. It's boundaries. I'm not gonna sit in no person's face and allow them to disrespect me on no level. I will not respond to you. I will not text you back. If I feel disrespected, no. You are gonna come to me with respect. You're gonna talk to me in a respectful tone. And if you don't talk to me in a respectful tone with a respect, I don't have to engage in no conversation with you. I told you no, and that was that. No means no. And if I don't want to shut the fuck up and listen, no. So, like I was saying, I said no. He said, I'm the parent. My mama done told me to shut the fuck up and listen. My daddy done told me to shut the fuck up and listen. Even your mama told you to shut the fuck up and listen. I said, see, that's the problem. My mom does not tell me to shut the fuck up and listen. Because me and my mom have a mutual agreement that we both deserve respect. Just, I am a human. It's human decency. Don't sit, especially for someone to be a parent, you should want to give the child that you made into this world respect. I said, my mama don't do that. I said, just because you're the parent, you don't have the right to disrespect me. I don't care what you say. I don't. Because you don't have the right to disrespect me just because you have that parent title. No. Like, what? That is rude. I don't like stuff like that. So we're going back and forth. He said, you don't own up to your BS. I said, Dad, yes I do. You're not owning up to yours. At the end of the day, you got profit out of this. I had to come out of my pocket to refund my clients. This is not right. He said, how was I wrong? I told you everything. You had all the order numbers. No, I didn't. There's a screenshot of you not responding when I asked for the order number. You telling me what that got to do with anything. So, and then before I even went to my dad, I showed my brother all the messages, and my brother knew my dad was wrong. Everybody knew my dad was wrong. So, I'm telling him how he wrong. He said, you know what, Unique? Get out. He told me to get out his house. And I said, you know what? Cool, you don't got to tell me twice, so I get up. He said, you better be quiet. I said, no, you better be quiet. He said, all right, nah. When somebody say, all right, nah, and they walking towards you, that's a threat. And I said, you better back up before you not have this business no more. And I walked out. He was like, I don't care. I said, you really is gonna care when you don't have this business no more. Because I can get this business taken out today. Yesterday. And oh, it wasn't a threat, it was a promise, because you're not gonna scam people and then try to get away with it and then kick people out because you're in the wrong. So I'm leaving at this point. I'm so mad. I go to my car and I was thanking God. I thank God. You know why I thank God? Because in my head, I still wanted those sweatsuits made. I still wanted the orders to go through. I still considered doing business with him. Even after all of that, I still had forgiveness in my heart to do business with him. And I was thanking God. I thank God to give me that feeling to drive my own car. And I was thanking God to show me the real deal, because I still consider business with him. I didn't say it, but I still consider business with him. It knocked me out of my pivot because it does hurt, and it's just like every route I try to take, my family is kind of the reason why it don't work. Like my brother, he deleted my YouTube channel and I had to start all over, and now my dad taking my clients, and it's just like it hurts, like it's hard. So I left and I went to my grandma's house, and after that was it. So I didn't talk to him, okay? I went back with my mom after like a few days, and me and my brother started talking about it, and I was looking at his living room and he had a brand new PSVR. Brand new PSVR. Now for y'all who don't know, PSVR, it ranges. there's money behind the PSVR, and I'm gonna put it on the screen. Now y'all put 2 and 2 together and make it make sense, and that's what I feel like he bought with the money, is that PSVR. So anyways, back to Mark's order. Now Mark was the most understanding client I ever had. He waited patiently, and I was giving him the updates I could because I was trying to do the hoodies myself. Now I'm excited to announce this because God working mysterious ways. Dad, you're gonna watch this, and it ain't really much that I could say because you are blocked. I just need my time and space. But y'all, I fulfilled Mark's order without having to refund him. I fulfilled his order with everything that he wanted. He said it looked good. I don't know, like I'm kind of scared. I'm gonna check in with him soon. But I fulfilled his order, and in the midst of me fulfilling his order, I got a deal, and I got my own shop now. I got my own. I'm so happy. I can't wait to show y'all around. I can't wait to show y'all everything. Like, I run this department, period. So now it's like, oh my God, I do everything. I do it all. Like the designing, and now I run this printing shop. God be blessing people in mysterious ways. And then not only that, the shop, it has different departments in it. I have the apparel department. The guys, they wrap cars, and then they print business. Like, y'all, I just cannot wait to show y'all. But yeah, like I said, okay, so now let's math the math. So he said it was 6 screens. The 6 screens total to 150, but because Greg them got vinyl, the screens weren't made. He said that he made the screens for Mark's order, which was $50. $50 don't equal $200. $50 don't equal $400. $50 don't equal $1,000. So where in the hell did you get? You needed to keep that money for like the other stuff. So after all that happened, I ended up texting my brother and told him to tell my dad to give me those sweatsuits because he don't have rightful ownership of those sweatsuits. He really bought those with my client's money and refunded them with the money that was left over. And he told me, my dad told me that he was gonna keep them and put his own merch on the sweatsuits. And I was like, that's up. And I said, do you even think that you have enough clientele to sell your own merch with your own name on it? He said yes. I said no. I told him to give them to me. He said no. And I feel like I still deserve rightful ownership over those sweatsuits, and that's just period. But that's how my dad scammed me. My camera battery about to die, so I'm gonna come back in better with another story time. And I hope y'all enjoyed this. Just understand, family don't have your best interest when it comes to business. But not for real. Yeah, I gotta go. My camera flash thing is blinking because it's about to die. So I'm gonna catch y'all in the next story time. Peace. Also, go subscribe to my second channel, Unique's Camera Roll, right motherfucking now. Now I'ma go.